No. I have a question
Rob
for
Lowe?
Rob Funk. He asks, how can I get my wife to want sex more than once a week?
Well, the reason why your girl is not that interested in sex is she does not feel safe. When a woman feels heard and understood, the legs open. And when she doesn't, the legs close. And because I do a lot of phone sessions with guys and their wives or their girlfriends have lost attraction, it's always for the same two reasons. Typically, I was talking to a guy last night. Their business has been taken off, and for like the last year, he's out of the house at like 5 a.m. and he comes back around 9 o'clock at night, and they got kids, and they hardly had been on a date in the last year. And she kept telling him, "We never do anything. We never do this. We never do that." And he just, "Oh, we got to make money. I got to pay this off. I got to do that." And so he just wasn't dating and courting her, and she wasn't into sex as much because she didn't feel safe in the relationship. Plus, she didn't feel like he cared because he never took her out on dates anymore. And women instinctively know that if you care, you're going to date them, and if you don't, you won't date them. And if your girl complains about the fact that you never go out or do anything, and you want to argue with her about, the $10,000 trip you took 6 months ago, as if that should be a good thing, all she hears is that nothing's going to change. And you typically are going to get about 6 to 12 months of you not dating and courting your girl and not making her feel heard and understood before she starts looking for the exits. And so, because character is destiny, depending on her level of character, if she came from a home where there was lying and there was cheating and there was infidelity and there was drama and it was a messy house and household dysfunctional, then when you're in a relationship with a woman like that, where she saw mom and dad cheating on each other and cheating on subsequent partners, then what's going to happen is she's just, when she gets to a point that whether it's 6, 12 months and she just feels like nothing's going to change because you've been over it over and over and you never do anything differently, then she's just going to start giving out her phone number and inviting attention from other men or the guy from work or the next door neighbor or some old guy or some guy from the past that she used to hook up with. And
Yeah, anywhere she could get that attention.
so yeah, so she's gonna get attention from somewhere else. And I was talking to a client the other night, and they hadn't been on a date, and so she was out, and they were out with a bunch of friends, and he couldn't find her. And then he leaves because he thought, oh, okay, she must be with it because she has a lot of single girlfriends now, and so she's hanging out with the single girlfriends. And his friends end up spotting her, and she's making out with some random dude. And they're married. They've been together for many years. But the last year, he wasn't dating, courting her. He was always gone because he was always working, and they got kids, and she's like a stay-at-home mom, and she's been telling him she's not happy. But she came from a family where dad and mom cheated on each other. They still hate one another. And then the father did some other, pretty dodgy things, and so he tells me what his wife has been doing. I was like, well, that's what was modeled for. So you shouldn't be surprised. Oh, now a flip side, I had another client last year I was talking to, and he was always a very successful guy. Been married 30 years. Wife is very successful too. Their kids graduated top of their class. They're in their late 20s. And so he had a health challenge pop up. And this guy's always been fit. He's always been in shape. He's always been the alpha. He's always been the leader of the family. They had a great marriage, great relationship. But he thought, I had this, debilitating illness. And, well, we've been together 30 years or married 30 years, together like 35. Now it's my turn to lean on her. Our kids are grown. I should be able to do this. And he flailed around for about 12 months feeling sorry for himself. And then one day she's like, I got my own place. I'm moving out. Because he wasn't dating and courting her, wasn't making her feel heard and understood. And on top of that, he's not the guy that she married and fell in love with. He's like a shell of his former self. And so in her case, she went and got her own apartment and didn't line up anybody else or anything like that. And so they started dating when she got her own apartment, and he was slowly reattracting her. And at some point she moved back in. So she had character, she had integrity. Whereas this other guy, he was married to a woman where lying and cheating was what was modeled by her parents. And so since she was not happy and she'd been telling him for a year and he wouldn't do anything to change, in her mind, she mentally checked out. And so she just started looking to line up another dude. And probably been cheating on this guy with multiple dudes over the last 6, 8 months. Whereas the other guy, his wife, as high character, came from a good family, and she didn't cheat on him. She just went and got her own place because she wanted some space. She wanted time to heal. She wanted time to kind of reestablish some friendships maybe that she had kind of let fall by the wayside, and that woke him up. She says we can work things out, but it's like you got to get back in shape. You got to take care of yourself. You're not doing anything that you promised. And so it was a wake up call for him. So he started taking care of himself and stopped flailing around. He was read my book, stopped displaying all this unattractive behavior. And so they started dating again and started rekindling their relationship. And eventually she moved back in with him because he reattracted her. And so that's the difference. If you're with a low character woman, she'll just go fuck somebody else or give out her number or start an emotional affair or whatever, and then just up and leave you for somebody else. Whereas a high character woman will try to reestablish herself in her life, take some time to heal. And in this case, she was like, if you do this, this, and this, we can go out on a date. And so he started taking care of himself and stopped feeling sorry for himself and doing the things he needed to do, and he was able to reattract her. But the other guy, I was like, maybe 2 years from now, 3 years from now, at some point, you're going to get complacent again. And since you took the cheater back, now there's no consequences. Now you validated that you can even cheat on your husband and he's going to put up with it and take you back. And so maybe it's 6 months, maybe it's 6 years, but at some point you're going to get busy, you're going to get caught up in things, and you're going to backslide. And if you don't listen to her, that she's just going to do it again. She'll just go out and start fucking somebody else and not feel any remorse because that's what was modeled for her in her house.